Hey guys, Paul here with a Forex market outlook for the week of the 20th of August 2018. Just a quick disclaimer, this is my opinions only. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Anything that any listeners may do with this information is their own responsibility. This is only my opinion, and if you want to take my opinions into the market and utilise them, then that's up to you. Yeah, so just get that out of the way. Looking here at the US index, it's broken down from the 96 big figure as rejected 96.90, so it's pretty much rejected 96, 97 big figure. It's approached it and rejected it. I was looking for this breakdown last time I was talking, last Wednesday. I was looking for a break, or Thursday morning we were looking at it. I was looking for this breakdown to occur. It has, that's what's eventuated. So now potentially looking for a retest of the open on this last major update. Open on that day 96.18, so 96.20, a retest of that level potentially, and then look for a breakdown to retest these highs and this overall consolidation that we went through through June and July of this year. That is what's on the cards for me. We may break it and break to the upside. That's what will happen if I'm wrong. It may consolidate in here, or it may be a bit of a consolidatory type breakdown on the daily chart. This is the daily chart we're looking at, so it's not going to necessarily happen in one smooth, swift move downwards. Might take a few days to get there, and like I say, I may be wrong, so could break it, but that's what I'm looking for on the charts. For the US index, you can see here, these are the levels that I had plotted out. Last time I was talking, it was the open of Thursday here, and I was looking for a potential breakdown into this grey box, this consolidation, then a retest of this grey box or this down movement prior to the last run up, which we got. We broke down, we retested, we broke down, we came back up again, and now we've broken through it. So now we've got this. Oops. Get rid of that. This level here that we're working inside of, and we've got the open of the last day is here. This is the 96.20 level, which is basically this daily open. So we're looking for a retest of that, and these lows comes in there as well. So even on the hourly chart, you can see there's some resistance there. It's been resistance from the past, hit it, broken it, hit it, comes back to it, So, support and resistance idea supports a retest of that level and then a breakdown, fill in some of this move. That leaves us looking at the cable for GBP USD for a potential bounce. Now, cable for me has not shown very much strength. It's gone much more into a sideways consolidation pattern here on the daily than it has. It's got this big, strong downwards movement. Personally, I think any rallies on cable will be weak. Again, that's my opinion, and I could well be wrong. I don't see a lot on cable that I'm that keen on. This median line, I think, has now served its purpose. We've broken out of it. We can find some new levels to work off as far as that goes. That was a good level to work in all the way down here. Interestingly, we've bounced off the lower level of this median line, which is a daily swing here. You can see we've come down to the lower level. We may come back and retest the midpoint of that, and then before breaking down, which on the 4 hourly does give us a bit of a rally up through these highs back into 128.50. 1.2850, sorry. And we might wick through that to 1.2875-ish. Before a breakdown, if we get some legs, if it gets some strength, then it might look for the upper line, and it might take a few days to get there. So we may be looking around the 1.29 big figure by the time we get down there. If we look at this, if it takes a few days to get there, it might be around 1.29 over here somewhere as a rally up. Prior to looking for the next breakdown at the end of August, maybe going into September. So this may just be a retracement, and in September we may see continued down movement on the cable. So short term for this week for me, I don't see a lot that I really like yet out of this. It's really choppy, it's really struggled to break higher on the 4-hourly chart. There's nothing clean or there's really nothing clean in here. Yes, it's moved higher back into this level, but yeah, I don't like it. I prefer to sell rallies still. If we see US index strength and my idea on the US index is incorrect, then I'll probably switch and look to short cable. Euro USD or the fibre. You can compare the bounce on the Euro USD compared to the cable, the GBP USD. Euro has been much stronger. It's actually broken some previous resistance in here. Nice long wick at the bottom. That's a nice clean reversal. With some room to move back up to old lows up in here. So we've got a liquidity void here to fill. We've got a void there to fill. Back into old resistance or old previous support now becomes resistance. And we've got a nice big strong down candle here to look to trigger off. So I'll be looking for a drop down into that on the daily and a rally higher, and that's the main swing I'll be looking for this week, which you can see marked out. Here's the daily level. So I'm looking for a pullback into that. I'll look for a swing low to form in or around that level on the hourly, and then I'll look to key off that, lines up with that 50. I'm pretty sure this is a 50 MA. That's a 21. Moving average now. Moving averages are just on there. Just a bit of a gimmick that I was looking at, but I generally don't use moving averages. Hence the reason I mistook that for a 50 and it's a 20. But who cares? I don't really care what EMA, it'll line up with an EMA, you can find an EMA it would line up with if you really wanted, but that's the level I like. You can see we broke structure to the upside, retested, broke to the upside, retested these lows, broken to the upside, looking for a retest of these highs, retested these highs over here, we retested sort of a little one intraday here. We have wicked down off these ones here already. We broke it, struggled, broke higher. So the move back down here would be minimum 1.1420. That's a nice figure. If we form an hourly swing low off that level, then I'll go in with half a position. If we can get down here and get a nice swing low and clean setup, either late to either Monday or Tuesday in New York. Tuesday London, sorry, I'll look to get long and hold that for I'll probably be fairly conservative on the upside and really just be looking for 1.5 big figure, which is not a long way, but it's about 65-70 pips from where we are now. If I can get down here, I can get around 80 pips out of it, then that would be a nice move for me for this week. Euro yen I like the look of. Again, we've formed a swing low off the centre point of a daily median line. Almost made it to it. Depending on where you anchor your median line, you can probably line it up if you wanted. But 1.25 large quarter point. you're using the quarter theory. That's the 1.25 large quarter point. And you see we've broken above, retested into this order block and the 1.2575 hesitation zone. We've broken back above again. We've got the 1.2625 small quarter point. We're going to look for a bounce off that level, 4 hourly order block, nice structure low, and looking for a drive back up. It's around 170, 180 pips. From there back up towards 128.25, at least 127.50. If we hit that and stall and really struggle, then I'll probably pull the trade. I'll try and look for a press up to 128.50. 128.25, that's about 170, 180 pips. I've got half a position on now, and the other half of the position is sitting down here in a pending order, just in case it doesn't give it to me. We're looking at Asia on Monday, so it could well drive down there and grab that for me, or it might not. So I'll split the order in two. If it runs from here, I've got half a position on it. If it breaks down and gives me a better position, then I get a better position down there. If it runs down and stops me out, it stops me out. But I think that's a high likelihood that we should retest this consolidation and get some sort of a break higher, run these highs, and potentially these ones up towards 127.50. See how much momentum we get. Judge it from there. So that's what I'm looking at on the euro again. That's a trade that I'm currently in already, and looking to average in a position on. That's about all I see at the moment. US CAD, obviously, if we're bearish USD, be looking for continued bearishness in the US CAD. That makes sense. It's fairly messy in here. This median line doesn't really pertain to anything anymore. We've been up. We've really crashed into this level here and broken down. We might get a breakdown, retest, or I might just retest this. A breakdown, retest, and drop. Head for this median line. Nothing really clear in there yet. If we get a breakdown and a clean retest, then I might look at something later in the week. Keep an eye on that one. But looking bearish, US CAD. Euro Aussie is just too choppy and a mess for me. I don't like all this crap. It potentially yeah, don't like it. I'll delete that chart. Don't like it. US yen, US JPY. I had this idea on it, short at 111.20. Looking for 109.50 to 109.20 down here. As far as I'm concerned, that's still in play. We've got old lows in here, 2 levels of old lows in there. Grab that line, pop it up there. We've come up, we've hit that, and we've dropped. Hit it, pulled back, still running. We've broken back down inside this median line area. Following this trend down, we broke out, we broke back in, we've come back up, pin barred off this, broken down again, come back up, broken down, broke down these lows, retest the median line, and look for a run back down here. That may be something I'll look at through the week. However, if I'm looking long euro again, maybe some weakness in the yen, so the breakdown may continue to be with deep pullbacks. Might see if you can see this whole breakdown has had a lot of deep pullbacks, and I took a couple of losses on that last week. So once bitten, twice shy. I'm a little bit iffy about shorting it. If the euro yen gets stopped out to the downside, I may look at an opportunity potentially to short this US yen. If this drops and breaks below this clean level here, it could be an opportunity on a retest. If it breaks that, retests. We could look for some shorts at least to run these lows. It might just mitigate any loss that we might take on the Euro Yen, possibly, if that's an opportunity. We'll keep our eye on that for the US Yen. If it breaks that level, retest, get short, and look for a trade back below these lows at least. That's about where it's at for me for this week so far. I will leave it there and update you as the week goes on.